Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, or Ha, Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banyasharala of the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Also, salutations to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Banyasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. And not today I'll be coming out with a lesson. I don't have much of a title for it, but Bishop Canuck of this camp, he put another article into the group chat, and it says right here, it says Iran summons envoy over statement in Persian Gulf, disputed islands. So, I guess if some kind of dispute going on, of course, we already know that Esau has been trying to get over there in the Strait of Hormuz for forever, But they summoned an envoy, meaning these other nations that are now linked up together, such as BRICS, because Iran is a part of BRICS now. Well, it is a part of BRICS, one of the founding we'll say countries of BRICS. You know, they call it an envoy. An envoy is like a company or like a small armada. Those are words for like a host or army. But without further ado, let's get right into it. In Babakusha Salakia, I read this article a couple of times over, and it is kind of worded funny. So let's just continue. Oh yeah, and it says Dubai and all that, and I looked it up before I start. UAE, United Arab Emirates, they are a close ally to Babylon America. Let's continue. It says Dubai, United Arab Emirates. It says Iran summoned Russia's charged affairs after Moscow and Arab countries released a joint statement earlier this week challenging Iran's claim to disputed islands in the Persian Gulf. Media stated Sunday. It says Iran's official news agency, or IRNA, but I'm just going to skip over that. It says Iran's official news agency said the Russian envoy was summoned on Saturday and handed a note to deliver to Moscow and Tehran, in which, Tehran protested. The statement, the sixth Arab-Russian Cooperation Forum issued in Morocco that called for a peaceful solution to resolve the conflict between Iran and the United Arab Emirates over the islands. And the Arab Emirates is just Esau trying to keep a foothold or get a foothold over there in the Strait of Hormuz because it's a lot of petroleum goes through that area. It says earlier on Saturday, Iran's foreign minister Hossein Amir, or I think it's Amirab Dalahian, this is a long name, told his Russian counterpart over the phone that respecting countries' sovereignty and integrity is among the basic principles in the ties between nations. Said the IRNA said in a separate report. So it says this marked the second time this year that Iran has called for a Russian envoy in protest over comments on the disputed islands. Tehran summoned the Russian ambassador in July over a similar statement. So they calling up help. It says The diplomatic spat is a rare occurrence between the two countries that have deepened their ties since Moscow invaded Ukraine. Yeah, I guess I got to throw that narrative in there. With Iran supplying Russia with killer drones, yeah, you saw again, that have used to devastating that have been used to devastating effects there. Right. Both countries have also been strong backers of President Bashar Assad in Syria's civil war, which was caused by you know who. Since in 2002, target in 2022, Iran summoned China's envoy over a similar statement with the Arab nations. There you go. So you know, them Persians and them Iranians, they not playing. Esau over there with the tomfoolery, and they squad like what I'm saying, they squadding up. It says Iran took control of the three islands of Abu Musa, like the Greater Tunb and the Lesser Tunb after British forces withdrew in 1971. It said it considers them an inseparable part of its territory. The UAE also claims the three islands and has long pressed for a negotiated solution. Three islands dominate the approach to the strategic Strait of Hormuz, a key waterway through which about one-fifth of the world oil's supply passes. It says Iran says the islands have been a part of Persian states from antiquity, so from ancient times, from way back, up until they were occupied by the British in the early 20th century. It also says an agreement reached with Sharjah, one of the UAE's seven emirates, gives it the right to administer Abu Musa and station troops there. It says there is no such agreement on the other two islands. The UAE says, like it, the UAE says they belong to the emirate of Ras Al. Now we'll call him Ras Al Ghul, just like old Batman. But anyway, let's continue. Of Ras Al, what that is, Kahima, until Iran seized them by force days before the Emirati Federation was formed. So there you go. It's a little spat, but we all know it's Esau over there with the tomfoolery. You know, UAE again is a very close friend and ally to Babylon America, and Esau just trying to keep his foot over there. But those little islands, I don't know if you can see this little map right here. Those little islands over there, I guess in between that's what Iran is claiming, and it's part of it, and it really is part of Iran if you look at it, because it's closer to Iran than it is to uh, the UAE. But that's just Esau and his tomfoolery. That's really what that is. That's why Iran called up Russia and called up China. But without further ado, let's just get some precepts. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. I could start at verse 5. It says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what Esau does. He transgresseth by his wine, by his articles, his penal codes, his laws, his philosophies, beliefs, and doctrines. Esau is a proud man. He does not keep at home. And as we can see by this article, the United Esau got a foot over there. He all over there in other countries. He don't stay home. He always somewhere else. He's enlarging his desire as hell. Just he's never ever satisfied. And what end is as death. No matter where he go, he causes problems and complications everywhere. And it cannot be satisfied. Esau can't be just satisfied with just his little plot of land of being where he belongs. He got to go and gather unto him all people and nations, and he got to heap unto himself all people and resources and stuff because he feel like he is his. But let's continue. It's verse 6. It says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So these other nations, they're gonna take up a parable and a taunting proverb against them. They gonna be like they asking, and that's just it is what it is. It's woe to him that increased in things that are not his, and this is what Esau does. He increases in things that are not his, and it's gonna be like, but for how long? It's gonna be until the Heavenly Father decides to say, okay, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? And he ladeth himself with thick clay, meaning debt. Printing his money and all these things like that. But this is nothing but a taunting proverb. These other nations, they call it Iran calling for backup because the UAE is basically an extension of Babylon, America. So that's basically what Iran is doing. Like, nah, we this ours. You know what? Hey, Russia, China, hey, come hey, come holler at me. I need you. I need a little bit of show of force. Let these mother hubbers across this water know, like, but this don't belong to them. And that's just what they doing. And this is really towards Esau. They squaring up against Esau. Verse 7, it says, they shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, meaning these other nations are gonna rise up suddenly. And this is a question, meaning like eventually is not these nations gonna get mad and raise up and attack, or mount some kind of a defense and or deterrent. But again, it says, shall not they, Shalakia, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them? And this is a question. These are questions. This is going to happen. These nations will suddenly rise up, will bite Esau, and they're going to awake and they're going to vex Esau. When things are vexing, it's bothersome. It just get on your nerves, you know. And they go what? And wherever Esau is at, wherever his power structure is at, these other nations, Esau is going to be booties, i.e., treasures or spoil unto these places. Why? Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. See? What goes around comes around. You get out what you put in. Esau has put in death and bloodshed, covetousness, and hurt, harm, and danger around the four corners of the earth to these other countries. Guess what? It's going to come back to him. But again, it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations. And that's what Esau has done. He has spoiled many nations. And all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of that, so like, and of all that dwell therein. So it's gonna come back. Esau got all these little spats. He what it is. He influencing, from trying to influence from behind the scenes, but these other nations know what's going on. They see because they've been exposed. That it has been exposed of Yahweh Shimei Shai. So now these other nations see. The world sees now. But Esau is going to be spoiled because he is spoiled. And the remnant of the people, these nations, they're going to rise up because of the blood that men's blood that Esau has shed around the four corners of the earth, and on these lands through violence and destroying their cities. Just look at what's going on over there in the east. They just destroying people. They talking about terrorists. Man, they killing women and babies and old people. People who don't have, you know, um, means to fight back. So let's continue. Verse 9. It says, woe to him. See that woe again. That woe is destruction and judgment. Woe to him that coveteth. So like that coveteth with an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. So woe to him that coveteth with the evil covetousness. And Esau stays coveting things. He stays wanting things that are not his, that do not belong to him. That's what it means by coveteth with an evil covetousness to his house. Esau is evil, that he may set his nest on high, being a position of power. Because he think he will be delivered or protected, by his power. But let's continue. Let's see. Verse 10 is my last point. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. So Esau has consulted shame to himself. He has cut off many people, violence and bloodshed among the four corners of the earth, everywhere he goes. And Esau has sinned against his own soul. He has committed the ultimate iniquity, the ultimate sin, and he's going to be judged for that. And these little statements like this article just shows that Esau is becoming hated, despised greatly. You know what I'm saying? What that is? Obadiah. I'm referencing it, but I'm gonna still look at it. Yeah, Obadiah. Where the Lord is what? Concerning Edom. We've heard a rumor. An ambassador is sent among them, among the heathen. It says, what? Arise and let us, arise up against her in battle. Meaning they're going to rise up against Esau because the Lord has made Esau small among the heathen and he is greatly despised. So, and again, Esau been trying to get a sturdy foothold between the Strait of Hormuz because that's a very important spot. But the Lord ain't letting them Edomites do that. It's like they may have some influence over there, but the Lord ain't letting none of that happen. Them Ishmaelites, them Persians over there, they the ones got control of the Strait of Hormuz. They just shut it down. But look here, that'll cause a lot of problems around the four corners of the earth. But with that, shalom.